Hi everyone! I want to share you the character I created for animation. This is not a tutorial, just small excursion into the process. I am not a native English speaker, and you may hear some pronunciation that is not quite correct. So don't be angry, I am just learning. The idea for the character was taken from my painting Alone in the Forest. You can see it in the Maya viewport. I didn't set myself the task of making the character exactly like in the painting, maybe even making him more interesting. I modeled the character directly in Maya, without using ZBrush. Since the character is simple and there is no need to bake any textures. Textures will be hand-painted. Plus, we save time on ZBrush and retopology. Modeling. Traditionally, I started the model with blocking. This is a very important stage that lays the foundation of the character. For blocking, I used primitive geometric shapes. I used cubes. I like to create character from them the most. At this stage, need to focus on the main forms, rather than the details, and try to convey the anatomical structure. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to make a concept of the character in a basic pose. So, after I finished the blocking, I need to put him in that pose. Next, I attached the body parts that were disconnected. And I started working with topology. At this stage, I used a lot of reference from the internet. The loops that play an important role were painted in a different color, so I could better perceive the topology. I avoided creating triangles in places of deformation. For example, I used them on the filler. The most difficult areas were the pelvis and the shoulder. In these areas, I redid the topology many times. The character's polygon count is 8812 triangles. Unwrapping. It was necessary to cut off the arms, legs and head. After cutting off the limbs, I made cuts along each of them. Then I made the cuts from the front at the bottom of the neck to the chin, and also from the back of the neck to the forehead. Also, cuts were made on the sides and lower torso. Rigging. For rigging, I used free plugin Advanced Skeleton. This plugin greatly simplifies recreation and reduces the time it takes to create the character. I didn't use the ready-made skeleton from the Advanced Skeleton library, and decided to create my own using this plugin. My main mistake was that I didn't align the bones of legs and arms, and they didn't work properly. So, if you are making your skeleton, be sure to straighten your arms and legs. Texturing. Next came my favorite step, texturing. I made the textures in Substance Painter and tried to make them look more like hand-painted. I used only 3 brushes. The first dirty brush, the second and third soft and hard standard brushes with alpha channel. First, I created a fill layer and filled all the character with a very dark but no black color. And in the material I used only color. Normal, height, roundness and metal was turned off. Then I created a new layer and started with a lighter color. With each new layer I used lighter and lighter color. I wanted the character's eye to glow red, So in Maya I adding red lights to the eyes. For this I used the area light. I spent the least amount of time on texturing compared to other stages, about 2 days. Skinning. I really don't like skinning. For me this is a very boring stage, but without this stage there will be no animation. And this was the longest stage. For skinning I use ng-skin tool. This plugin much better than the standard Maya skinning tool. I bind the mesh to the skeleton in the Advanced Skeleton in the Deform tab, option 4. I found this mesh attachment to be quite good. After binding, the most problematic areas were on the shoulder, elbow, hip, knee and little on the spine. So I started correcting and adding weight where needed. Unfortunately, in some places the skin weight can give good deformations. So for this case and for the emotions on the face, I used blend shapes. Thank you for watching and please like, subscribe or leave a comment.